Mobile gaming's gotten pretty big. Now it's getting ridiculous. Some of the biggest games in the making right now are actually making their way to Android and iOS. Hello friends, welcome back. This is Mobile. Today we're going to be checking out 15 amazing AAA games you absolutely need to know about. So first of all, for those of you who missed it prior to this, after Whirlwind's Meat's new update, Heaven's Threshold that added like a new region, dungeon, story camping, combat skills, and a survival mode earlier this month, Chapter 3 of its Hidden Mountain storyline on September 16th is bringing the trilogy to an apparently amazing conclusion, a big one. Fortunately, in fact, a new extraction mode is on the way too upon conclusion. Anyway, all of this and the game just actually reached 100 million players worldwide. Here's how the final chapter looks like. It's coming to PC, mobile, and consoles on the same day.
Any last wishes?
Still have a mortgage, haven't tracked down my old man yet, still gotta buy a ticket home. I still got all these memes I haven't sent out yet.
So coming up behind that at number 2, this is by the way the thumbnail you saw. We've got probably one of the most anticipated games right now, which we haven't heard anything about for months, the one and only Ananta. I'm still trying to process the fact that this thing is actually coming to mobile. Developers just aired a new trailer that gave us another look at the world and everything you can do in it. It's shamelessly borrowing ideas from everywhere, this game, but somehow that's also what makes it so wild. It finally now has a real date, January 15 next year. There's no gacha character nonsense here, just a massive free-to-play RPG that looks completely unhinged. The announced date, the mobile platforms, and the global launch are now officially confirmed on the game's official website. Check it out.
Masters and legendary weapons.
You've been reading too many fantasy novels.
Wounds of old remain.
This might in fact be the biggest surprise in the list today. And I don't know what this thing is, but Notice Fall is this new game from HoYoverse, and if you somehow watched that first trailer without knowing who made it, you'd probably never guess it came from the same people behind Genshin Impact. The anime is completely gone, as you can see, replaced by this absolutely grim, realistic fantasy inspired by mythologies from all over the world, and you play as this Weaver in this full-blown co-op monster hunting adventure. In fact, the craziest part is that HoYoverse seems to be completely changing the whole formula with this game. Anyway, Notice Fall is still early and platforms haven't even been announced yet, but this is officially one of those games we need to keep our eyes glued to. So here's some good news. Roco Kingdom is one of the games I mentioned earlier in the year. Got a lot of heat when I speculated that the game is finally coming to Android. One of those games that just suddenly makes the creature collecting genre look almost brand new. Roco Kingdom is one of the biggest Chinese hits recently and is finally going global, bringing its open world and over 400 creatures to Android and iOS. And this isn't just about creature collecting this game. You can explore the world with friends, train your pets, battle other players, farm, build and decorate your home, and just basically live in it. The first global closed beta starts October 27 this year for mobile and PC with cross-platform progression. The full release though still hasn't been announced, but this is definitely one of the biggest mobile ports of the year. Down to number 5, we've got over here this game called No Rest for the Wicked. One of those PC games you genuinely didn't expect to see making the jump to mobile. We didn't. And Moon Studios, the publishers, developers, are bringing this Souls-like action RPG to iOS first. And the crazy part is that a 1.0 build is already ready. You've got the full island to explore, real-time combat, deep loot, dungeons, NPCs, a city, customizable housing, and even co-op. What makes this especially interesting is just how much heavier and deliberate the combat feels compared to the usual mobile RPG. It has also that beautiful paintery look, but then underneath it's this seriously deep action RPG that already built a huge following on PC. Check it out, the Android version is actually coming out a little later than the iOS version.
wasting time. Let's go.
For the past 48 hours in mobile gaming, there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. Counter-Strike Mobile is probably the most unexpected announcement we actually got. See, after years of waiting for Valve to bring Counter-Strike to phones, this indie studio called R.I.S.E, I don't know what this is. Basically, these guys decided to do it themselves. Counter-Strike is targeting Android and iOS November 26 this year after Grand Theft Auto 6 with classic maps, skill-based gunplay, touch controls built specifically around mobile. Even crazier there, the whole thing's expected to stay under 2 gigabytes in total, and Valve has absolutely nothing to do with it either. Still, seeing Counter-Strike running natively on a phone, especially in a package this small, is something mobile shooters have been basically begging forever. Ratchet & Clank Ranger's Rumble, which we did mention a few times on the channel before, is finally in fact getting serious about mobile. Developers went on and expanded its soft launch into the UK after already showing up in France and Canada, and just in case you missed it, this is basically Ratchet & Clank sort of turned into an arena shooter, a third-person shooter. It's a different sort of beast from the classic Ratchet & Clank games, but the weapons, the characters, the colors still all feel right at home. Still in soft launch here, but definitely want to keep an eye out into if you're a PlayStation fan who happens to also be a phone gamer. Check it out, Captain Quark is even involved now. NetEase and Joker Studio went on and revealed more of Sea of Remnants at Gamescom today, putting the game back in the spotlight with a fresh presentation. The game is now targeting an early 2027 release rather than the previously stated 2026 window, which applies across PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, iOS, and Android globally. Even better for the mobile audiences, the global closed beta is scheduled to begin in December, with mobile explicitly included alongside PC and consoles. Sea of Remnants, in case you're wondering, remains a free-to-play game, and NetEase has recently emphasized progression designed around avoiding pay-to-win mechanics. And that is huge. Moving on. And number 9, I've mentioned Silver Palace many times on the channel. This is becoming basically too big to ignore right now. A few days ago, the game was officially nominated for the best mobile game at the Gamescom this year, which is huge considering it's not even out for players. And it's not just sitting behind trailers either. Silver Palace is actually being shown at Gamescom right now with a playable demo, while developers continue giving us fresh looks at its detective gameplay, the combat, and absolutely gorgeous Unreal Engine 5 open world. Mobile remains fully confirmed alongside PC, PlayStation 5 for this game, with over 10 million pre-registrations already behind it as we're talking. The hype for Silver Palace is clearly getting ridiculous. Now, for those of you who missed it, earlier this week, THQ Nordic came out with the announcement that Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed is now due September 16, or basically Android and iOS. Slight little delay, the game was supposed to be coming out September 5, but at the same time it's also one of the best things we've heard this month. Rebrushed was one of those remakes that actually had something worth preserving as a game. The original had this slightly forgotten Disney identity, and Rebrushed sort of gave that idea a much cleaner coat of paint. You've got new movement abilities, controller support, and it's said to be a paid premium game for $15. Check it out, it's coming to both Android and iOS as an offline game. Animo's actually been known for quite a while amongst mobile gamers. Today we finally have the part everybody was waiting for, which is developers, the paw prints. They went on and locked in September 16 as the global launch date for Android and iOS. It's basically no more than a month from now, with the game actually going free to play all the way, like across PC, mobile, consoles, you name it. Pre-orders are available now, they're live with paid packs and stuff. This is the bit, for those of you who missed it, that actually makes Animo interesting beyond the usual cute creature open world, here we go again pitch, whereas the game's got this twine system that lets you actually link with your Animos and borrow their abilities and just basically live with them. September 16 is the date now, mark your calendars. So with that being said, guys, Project R.I.S.E is finally getting another shot.
And this is one of those Supercell games I've personally been keeping an eye out for because it started life as just basically Clash Heroes before turning into whatever this is. So in case you're wondering, it's a roguelite sort of co-op RPG where you and your friends or others just basically fight for these perks, decide how greedy you want to be before extracting. The runs actually sort of do have some meat on them, changing a little bit of how each attempt sort of plays out. This beta is live right now, it's free, it's online, and it's available on Android and iOS through the beta. Here's the link in the description, just sign up through the beta. Petite Planet, on the other hand, where HoYoverse is stepping sort of completely outside its usual comfort zone. This is in fact their first proper live sim, and the big news for the game just landed. It's officially coming globally this winter, with Android and iOS pre-registrations now live and a final beta testing which is undergoing right now until September. Play the game if you want, just use the link down in the description, its official website, and this is a free-to-play game with cross-platform progression. HoYoverse we think is finally getting this thing ready for the real launch, and honestly, Animal Crossing in space with a HoYoverse-sized budget is just one of the most dangerous combinations as a video game. We've got over here some quick news. PUBG Mobile Lite, not the Lite with the E at the end version. And this is basically just PUBG Mobile after going on a diet. You know, developers just went on and announced that things going through its tests and it's due in just a couple months from now on. And this is basically for those of you already playing a game, have a trouble with some high-end devices. It's still the full experience, but with a much smaller footprint, better optimization, and the option to download only the maps and modes you actually want. Even better, it supports cross-platform play with the standard PUBG Mobile as well. It's currently, like I said, in closed beta testing in selected regions, with a global Android and iOS version set to release November 12th this year. And finally, at number 15, over here we've got this thing called Mistbound, which is Guild Wars becoming a mobile card game now. And this thing's actually looking like it has some brains behind it though, where instead of just dropping cards, watching numbers fight for you, the battles do take place on this 5x3 grid, where you can move your cards around, flank your enemies, knock them back, and just change the battlefield as you go. You can also then get to mix different commanders with Guild Wars inspired professions, opening up some seriously interesting deck combinations as you go. It's actually coming from a collaboration involving ArenaNet, ANSI, and Bilibili, bringing the Guild Wars lore, characters, and basically let a whole universe into both single player and multiplayer card battles. No release date yet, unfortunately, but for a free mobile deck building game, this could be one seriously unexpected gem. I just wanted to say that I also forgot to mention that Monster Hunter Outlanders is undergoing another beta. You can go ahead and use the official link in the description, sign up, play the game now or in about a week. It's huge actually. It is, without a doubt, one of the biggest mobile games in the making right now. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know which one's your favorites, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Ciao.